Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the third floor booth of the Murphy Building. Martino Puccio, Matt LaSala alongside with you. Monday after the Super Bowl, one of the more, not depressing days. It could be depressing in a way because everyone has to get back to their normal lives after one of the more exciting days in the year.
Should be a holiday.
A lot of people think it should be a holiday. I think it's one of the lowest turnout rates
for work and school.
Like a lot of people the day after.
Did you hear what Heinz did?
Heinz?
Yeah, Heinz, ketchup Heinz. They actually, every year, obviously, you just said, low turnout for work.
Mm-hmm.
They actually chose not to run an ad in this year's Super Bowl, which was the first time in like 15 years they haven't run an ad.
Really?
And they chose to use that money so they can give all of their workers off today, since a lot of them call out anyway. So props to Heinz. It's kind of a cool move. See if maybe that's a trend that starts or something in the future.
I don't know.
It's kind of cool.
That's interesting, to say the least.
Definitely.
But anyways, New England Patriots, once again, Super Bowl champions, fifth time in 7 tries in the Brady Belichick era. But definitely, out of all the crazy games they played in the Super Bowl, and almost every single one they've been involved in has been
down to the wire,
one-score games. This one, definitely by far the best one. I know Super Bowl 42 was great. Super Bowl 46, in which they lost. 49 was insane too, with the Malcolm Butler interception. Even the games against Carolina, last-second kicks, the Rams, and even the Eagles was close as well.
Yep.
But largest comeback in Super Bowl history, down 28-3
with 2 minutes
in the
left
second
in the third.
half. Yep, and it was just a classic. Can't count out Brady, can't count out Belichick. Was that the greatest upset in a final you've ever seen? A championship round?
Yes. 100%. I ran that poll earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Greater collapse. Warriors. Blowing a 3-1 lead with unanimous
Indians
MVP.
really didn't get a lot of slack.
Yeah, the Indians. That's 3-1 also.
3-1 is very crazy.
3-1 is crazy. 3-0, it won't be. I mean, the Red Sox obviously.
But we talked about that. That was a different thing.
Right.
That was
this
ALCS.
Is unbelievable. You look at 2 minutes left,
third
quarter.
Yep.
Every fan, probably a lot of Falcons, everybody's checking out of the game, kind of.
Mark Wahlberg left early. Horrible.
Wahlberg left early.
He should be stripped of his fandom after that.
The Patriots were still running the ball. It was almost like they were checking out. I don't know if it was a front or what it was, but they were still ineffectively running the ball.
I would never. Belichick knows what he's doing. He just knows too much. I would never second guess him. And we were watching the game together yesterday. I'm like, I'm not going to be surprised.
And even
I was not surprised.
As impressive as a 25-point comeback in 17 minutes of game time is, what's more impressive is just probably the last 7 or 8 minutes, the amount that they had to overcome just in that little span. So if all Atlanta has to do is do things by the book, like run the clock out and not throw incompletions to stop the clock, and they're throwing incompletions to stop the clock. Like it seemed like everything, no matter what it was, just fell New England's way.
Atlanta, yep. And it was you could almost say they were gifted the championship again, just like due to the play calling of the opposing team.
Yeah.
Just like in Seattle, they didn't run the ball with Marshawn Lynch, and they didn't run the ball yesterday after Devontae Freeman was absolutely destroying them. Here's a stat for you for Tom Brady and his fourth quarter and overtime statistics against the Falcons yesterday. 21 for 27, 246 yards, a TD plus 2-point conversion pass, 6 different receivers.
It's unbelievable.
Caught a pass. That is just the fourth quarter alone. That is a great game for most quarterbacks.
And Brady was good all night. The pick six.
He had a really rough first half.
He did have a rough first half.
Let's say that.
But it wasn't a terrible first half. He had the pick six.
Brady's standards, it was definitely subpar for sure. The offensive line was definitely the real GOAT, as in your scapegoat, if you had to hang your hat on one of the players. I know Brady's timing was off on some of the throws. He didn't really get it there. I mean, they were a little out of reach of Julian Edelman. LeGarrette Blount was just atrocious yesterday. After that fumble, we didn't really see much of him after that. But
James White carried the offense.
James White did a fantastic job.
James White should have been MVP in my eyes. 14 catches for 110, 3 total touchdowns.
I don't think so, because Brady was like those statistics that I just read off. I think that says it all. No one else in history can do something like that. And it's also remarkable that they threw the ball 60 times. That's really unheard of.
Un-Patriot-like. It's very un-Belichick.
Especially when they have 3 capable running backs.
Yes.
It just showed what they had to do. They were behind that much, a big score. It's also, like we've said, the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history ever. The largest comeback ever was 10 points, and that was the Patriots. They were tied with also the Redskins and the one Super Bowl. And then I can't remember the other. I think the Saints against the Colts came back. They were behind 10 points. Those were the only other teams to make up ground after being down by that large of a deficit in a Super Bowl. So incredible. 15 more points. It was just remarkable. Even a regular season game, considering the amount of time that was left, is incredible that they did that. And Tom Brady, without a doubt, is the greatest quarterback of all time now. Even if you didn't have him down yesterday, the discussion's over. I think the Super Bowl MVP trophy should be named the Tom Brady trophy now.
Or the Bill Belichick trophy, or anything not the Lombardi trophy.
The Coach of the Year trophy should be called the Bill Belichick trophy. I don't think you should change the name of the Lombardi trophy. I think you change Coach of the Year of the NFL to the Bill Belichick trophy.
It's the Brady trophy.
And the Brady trophy is the Super Bowl MVP.
Listen,
Super Bowl MVPs.
To not take anything away from Tom Brady, because you can't take anything away from him last night.
You can't. You cannot.
But
impossible.
With how great he played, the Falcons still should have won, even with how great he played. And one of the things that stands out to me is, I spoke earlier yesterday, is the big thing is limiting Brady and the Pats on third down. And Atlanta did a really poor job. Even when Brady was not playing well in the first half, they were converting third downs with great success.
You want to know what it is? The Patriots had the ball, possession time. That defense got tired.
And the defense got tired, and that led to some undisciplinedness. 3 third downs in a row. They bailed the Patriots out.
I mean,
with defensive holding calls and whatnot. And if it's a result of fatigue, then it's a result of fatigue. But in the Super Bowl, your adrenaline's going. That's almost inexcusable.
I mean, hey,
there was no discipline. They bailed them out every time. The Falcons still should have won that game.
They did, but still, at the end of the day, the New England Patriots were the ones who made the plays. Yes, Julio Jones had one of the most incredible catches,
followed by
Super Bowl
Julian
history.
Edelman's catch.
And Julian Edelman's catch will
Unbelievable.
go down as a top 3 catch of all time.
That's
as
up there
PFT commenter called it, the immaculate gritception. Due to Julian Edelman's
just off recent memory, Super Bowl catches, you got Julio, you got Edelman, you got Tyree, you got Jermaine Kearse.
Yep.
And even Manningham's
Tyree's catch is still the greatest catch I have ever seen. I don't care. The guy caught it on his head. He was holding it with one hand on his helmet. I mean, it's not better. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction today. Prisoner of the moment, just a little bit.
A little bit. But you know what? I still think greatest Super Bowl I've seen in my time, maybe.
No, for sure. It's the
I'm a Giants fan, and I watched
the
Giants beat the Patriots twice.
That's because the Pats were undefeated. It's about
this
the
was
game.
Incredible.
That was the implications of the game.
Incredible.
The game itself.
And Brady
where the
had
Falcons
that look
were blowing
in his
them
eyes.
out.
He had that look in his eyes after who fumbled? Was it Coleman?
No,
it was Matt Ryan fumble.
Oh, the Matt Ryan. You're talking about the Matt Ryan fumble.
When they panned to Brady on the sideline, and he was coming back out to the field. They were on the 26 or something like that. That is when you knew, okay. The Patriots are coming right back in this quick strike. They're going to score, and then we'll see what happens. Because, I mean, unbelievable. Really just you can't even put it into words. You can't even script that. It's craziness.
No, you really can't. Just real quick, just to get to the Falcons, they're going to be losing Kyle Shanahan for next year. Obviously, he's taking the job with the San Francisco 49ers. Right. How much blame do you put on him for the play calls at the end of the game? Towards the end.
I mean, I think a good part of the blame has to be on him because you need to run the clock out. You're not throwing the ball. I mean, we've seen this tons of times. And teams, for some reason, don't learn from it, or they try to play hero ball or whatever it is to really put the game away.
Often they're
play safe.
Well, that's the thing, though. Often teams play safe against the Patriots, and they're playing into their hand that they want you to play scared. They want you to think they're going to come back like that. I kind of understood where Kyle Shanahan was going with this. I think he was just going for the jugular just to end the game.
Yeah, but you know
what?
But
it did backfire. And that's what happens.
And if it worked, then we'd be sitting here talking about how it was a good play call.
Well, that's what happens when you take risk. It happens all the time. Same thing that could have been said about Sean Payton when they played the Colts. What happens with that onside kick? They mess that up.
You're right.
What happens? The Colts end up winning the Super Bowl,
Right.
and we're not here talking about Drew Brees being a Super Bowl champion.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that's the way it goes. I don't know.
I have to look at the play calling, though. Freeman had 9 for 74 in the first half.
Yeah, but Matt Ryan should have took the sack there. He did a horrible job.
Yeah, he
did. That cost him the game.
Yeah.
That literally cost him the game. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was really forcing a lot of throws. He's lucky Julio Jones bailed him out on that one incredible catch when he put his feet down right on the side. He got them both down. That was incredible. He bailed out Matt Ryan there. Regardless if Matt Ryan was having a perfect passer rating through 3 quarters, I don't care. It's decision making, and it's always going to be about decision making in a big game like that. And Matt Ryan and the Falcons, unfortunately, did not do that. I think they'll be a good team for the future, but it's going to be very difficult to come back.
Now.
It's going to be very difficult, especially with Kyle Shanahan. It's going to be interesting to see how the Falcons rebound. As for the Patriots, I think they're going to be in very great position to win for the next 3 to 5 years, but we'll talk about that coming up next. I'm Martino Puccio. Matt Lasella will be back in a few.